Hi, I'm Meli Rentas, licensed therapist in the state of Florida and lifelong Christian. I'm here answering your questions about motherhood and mental health from both a professional and biblical perspective. Today's question asks how to deal with wakeful nights due to ruminating thoughts. So there's a lot that I can give you here, but I have about 5 or 6 tips that I'm going to give you. Number one is a huge one, and that is make sure you eat enough throughout the earlier part of your day, or throughout, when the sun is out, is when you want to make sure that you're eating and that you're eating enough so that you're not going to bed late at night and then feeling hungry, your stomach's growling, and then you eat before bed. Because oftentimes what I've noticed personally, and a lot of my clients too subjectively have told me that they have noticed that pattern, that if they eat really late at night, it is going to interrupt their sleep and really throw them off. And if they happen to be in a season of high stress or high anxiety, then of course naturally their mind starts to just ruminate and makes it very hard to get any sleep. So that would be the first thing. The second thing would be, I really love this app called Abide. Like that verse, if you abide in me, I will abide in you. So it's the Abide app, and it's biblical meditations. They have all kinds, but they even have some specifically for bedtime and sleep. And my kids had been using it for years. There's kid bedtime meditations, and then there are some for adults as well. And they're really great, super helpful if you want to really be intentional about what you're thinking before bed and how to just slow down and relax your mind, your body, and spirit. It is super helpful. So I would encourage you to check that one out. The next 2 recommendations that I have for you are things that I teach my clients in counseling. One is called progressive muscle relaxation, and you can actually find videos on YouTube about this. There's even Christian and biblical ones, but essentially it's an exercise where you learn to contract and relax different muscles of your body. And when you relax that muscle, especially after contracting it, you really get to enjoy that sensation of relaxation. And it really helps put you to sleep and just calms down your body and gives you something to think about instead of the ruminating thoughts. Sometimes we can't just stop thinking certain things. So it's best to have something intentional to think about instead that is both physically relaxing and mentally relaxing. The next thing would be breathing exercises. There's all different kinds. Some people just like being intentional with their breath and just taking, 3 or 4 or 7 nice, deep, full breaths in where you actually expand your tummy and fill it full of air. But there's a few different ones. There's a bug in here. I don't want to eat it by mistake. But there's a few that if I'm able to link some videos, I can let you know. But there's one called box breathing, where you breathe in for 4 seconds. And if you're a visual person like me, I like to visualize things. You can kind of draw a box in your mind as you breathe in for 4 seconds, then hold for 4 seconds, then breathe out for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4 seconds. So it gives you something to picture and something to do. And these deep breathing techniques actually engage your parasympathetic nervous system. And that's just fancy talk for it's the part of the body that instead of revving up to fight, or flight, it's the part that calms you down and relaxes you. And then the last 2 things that I would have you consider is, if you want to look at supplements, something called GABA, GABA, is said to be helpful to give you sustained energy throughout the day, but also help you relax at night. So it's not going to throw you off like caffeine or anything like that. Of course, last tip, I guess, is consult with your doctor. If you're having, especially reference the GABA before you start any supplements. If you're taking medications or anything, always ask your doctor first, just to make sure you're in the clear before starting it. And then secondly, let your doctor know if you try these things and it's not working. It might be a good idea to do a sleep evaluation and kind of see what's going on. So if you have any questions on motherhood, mental health, or anxiety specifically, feel free to leave it in the comments and I will answer it in a future video.